Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Welcome back to Inside the Storm, where we talk all things Cyclones. We're live from the AKC Marketing Studio with Andrew Downs and sponsored by Revelton Distilling Company out of Osceola, Iowa, and Dan Douglas with Green Beret Realty. I'm Dave Larson here with my Storm Team partner and Cyclone great, the legend, Marcus Fizer. Good evening, Marcus. How are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. So we are doing the very first time or the first attempt at this. We have no idea how it's going to go. We'd love to hear from you. So comment away on all social media lines. Hopefully we'll see that. But we are going to do live commentary of the men's basketball game that's going on right now. Just started, just tipped off. It's on ESPN2 if you want to jump on and start watching with us. Of course, we cannot broadcast that either behind us or on the screen because of the broadcast rights. So we're going to do this all in the up and up and do it legal. But we thought, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's have some fun and see what becomes of this.
Absolutely. I'm excited, man. Excited. This, we know how big this game is. This is number 2. This is 1A, 1B, Iowa first and then, Kansas second, but I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this is a wild game. Number 2, Iowa State, the highest ranking that we have ever been at in program history. Even the Marcus Fizer years, I don't think you guys saw as high as number 2. And so this is really a big game. Kansas coming in at number 9 in the nation, but 12-3, I think 3-1 in conference. So this is a big game for both squads. We had some news leading up to tip-off, though. Looks like Deshaun Jackson was not going to get a start. To be honest, I didn't see. I see he's in already. So we'd heard that there may be some disciplinary problems. And TJ was working on that, but obviously he's in. Should not have an impact. But more importantly, Milan Momcilovic, it was announced today that he's out with something going on with his offhand, his non-shooting hand. Looking at a prognosis of 4 to 6 weeks of being out. So that's certainly not someone you want to be missing when you've got a big game like what we're going to see tonight.
No, that's not good at all. That's the first time I heard that. And I mean, just immediately it just put me in the mind of when Martin Rancid, broke his foot and he was out 4 to 6 weeks. You're saying that 4 to 6 weeks, it really, really put me in the mind because of how important he was to our team. And having, similar player, shooter, really, really tough, 6'9" guy, can really play. So that's kind of scary to me. Definitely no news I was looking forward to hearing. Hopefully it's not as bad as it sounds, more closely to the 4 weeks than the 6 weeks. And Godspeed, and hopefully he heals fast. Looks like Diaz so very attentive.
I'm seeing 6-3. Looks like a missed basket or missed shot by Kansas. So a rebound by one of the Presidents. And we got the ball back. And Curtis Jones.
Oh, a little ahead of mine.
So if you've not joined us, please jump onto ESPN2. Feel free to log online. Of course, I've got my Rebelton going on. Marcus, I've gone back to the Mulberry Gin. A couple of weeks ago, I think I had run out, so I had fallen back and used somebody else in my family's vodka.
I got my cup.
That's gone.
My cup prepared over there and forgot it over there on the table.
Well, we'll end up taking a break at some point because I'm over the age of 40, and sometimes I take more frequent breaks, especially when I have a rebel.
You say you're over the age of 40, like we both weren't on the other side. 45.
I forgot about that. That was I listened to a lot of podcasts and shows. Obviously, Double Speed. I think everyone knows that, but there's one of those discussions that was had about your team approaching 50, and I just wanted to laugh because I still think of you guys as being in your early 20s. So.
Yeah, I mean, considering my wife just turned 48, I like giving her a little flack about that. I'm still 46, so she said, you'll be 47 this year, so it's not like it's that far of a difference.
Oh, so you married a cougar?
Yeah, I tell her she's 2 years older than me.
Well, you can always hold that over then. So I'm really looking forward to tonight. Kansas comes in. They've been the big dog on top of this conference for the last 2 decades. And, I think they've always been that measuring stick, and got a lot of respect for Coach Bill Self.
Right.
He's someone that has come in and like him or hate him, he utilizes the resources that's around him. He gets the players. What you obviously have fond memories of playing at Fog, but what's it like going up against a program like Kansas? I mean, as a player, are you sitting back going, this is Kansas, guys, more focus, more attention, or is it just another game?
No, it's definitely the program that you have to give more attention to, without a doubt. I mean, just the history of the guys that have come through there, all the way from Will Chamberlain, down to, Harris that we're playing against today, and Adam Jr. So you definitely give all those guys the respect and the admiration that they deserve. And it is a program that you really get up for, one that you got to prepare extra hard for. Got to be extremely focused, and what kind of caliber of program that is. So you just you still approach it as you're going to approach any other team. It's many other teams aren't as good as KU is. We understand that, so the attention to detail is going to be more dialed in for that ball club. So you just take it, one day at a time leading up to the game. And once the tip happens, now it's ball game. Nobody can save nobody.
Yeah. So I went up to the women's game last night, and my son and I, who's a college student up there, of course, he just wanted to go up so that way he can get me to help him move some stuff around at his house. Thank you very much. And then keep me up half the night. But that's what dads do, right? So we went to the women's game, and the women did win, but they broke a almost 30-year record of consecutive games with a 3-point or made 3-point shot. Yeah. And I guess I was a little surprised because I hadn't thought about it. And we actually heard some fans yelling, shoot the three. So Audie Crooks had shot a 3 very, very late in the fourth quarter. A little bit outside of her scope than her normal shot, obviously. So that was a little bit of a surprise. And I guess some records are meant to be broken, if you could say that about that record. To make a 3 though for 30 years is absolutely incredible. The women ended up scoring, I think, 50 or 51 50 points in the paint, and then another 21 points on free throws. So certainly a dominating performance down low. Former basketball player Danae Fritz was back with Texas Tech as well, and it was kind of an interesting game. Really slow moving, slow start. I think the officiating, they kept going back and checking for some of the fouls that were going on, wondering if maybe they're a little bit more egregious than what they saw. So that things were really slow and moving, but the women ended up pulling it out against the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, when you say all records are meant to be broken, some you don't want to be broken. If it's a good or a positive thing, whatever, in terms of an individual or a program. I forget exactly how many games, Steph Curry has scored a 3, and then that came to him. I think he's like shot 14, 15 threes trying to get that one to fall.
Yeah.
Right. So, it happens. I think then the next game he came out, I think he made 9 in a row. So things like that occur. No rhyme or reason why it would happen. It's just, those are the records that you would love to see keep going on, especially for a program like ours.
Well, and when you have a player like Audie Crooks down low, I mean, they're force feeding her, and she couldn't be stopped. And they had a post player that was probably 6'6". She's a big, tall girl, and Audie was eating her up. So you got to continue to go down low. So the men here, looks like down early, about 13:27 left, 7-6 game. Kansas is up with the ball. Seeing anything in terms of defense, or still too early to tell?
Still too early to tell. I see Deshaun has come out really, really focused, playing with a lot of energy. I don't know what occurred. I know it's a program thing where the leadership under TJ is going to keep everything under wraps or whatever. Whatever the case is, whatever the cause may have been, the disciplinary action is what it was, and he's responding. So I see he's crashing the board, he's attacking hard early on, offensively, and that's what we need from him without a doubt.
All right, a little foul down low. Jefferson's going to shoot 2. So, I think with that injury to Momcilovic, we're going to see a lot more Nate Heisey. I think that there was some talk about Demarion Watson we haven't seen him at all this season. So maybe he gets more minutes, or gets minutes, period. So with Momcilovic out, that puts us, in years past, you have talented teams, but then you miss a key player. That really hurts. But with this team, our depth, there's so much talent there. And we've talked all season long about the ability of TJ to swap out lineups and do different things based upon whatever team we need, whether it's bigs and lows or more guard play, more post play. So, having Momcilovic, who's your best 3-point shooter, out of the game for an extended period of time, I suppose one of the blessings is that that he's out for a month rather than, well, it's game to day or game to game.
Well, yeah, you just hope, a situation for the new guys that's coming in, they understand, the direction that the team has been going this year and not trying to do too much. Keep the same intensity up, plug and play where you're needed. If you're not necessarily the starter or had been in a role that you hadn't been in before the injury, then it's not the time to come save the day and, mess the chemistry and everything up. You just have to come in at the time that you're appointed to come in. It may be a little bigger role, but you still have to be solid in the things that we need you to step in now and do.
So I'm saying Otis is on YouTube asking if we are hiring. Chris Shipley continues to leave us high and dry. He's he's traveling for work, and he sent a text message saying, I'd asked, hey, do you want to participate tonight? Because our friend Brent is taking his son down to Kansas, as we all know. He starts football here, and he's an early entry into the Jayhawk program, and so he's hauling all of his stuff down and unloading it and getting rid of a lot of bills and food bills, because now the University of Kansas has to take care of that. But so we're not hiring right now, but if you want to, feel free to go to Cyclone Hulk on Twitter and shoot him a DM, and we'll see what we can do for you, Otis. But please continue to watch.
Delivering the Jayhawk.
Yeah,
he's delivering the Jayhawk to Kansas and down to Lawrence, and we're looking to deliver an L to the Jayhawks here in Ames.
Oh, that's bad defense there on that. Like missing backside help.
Yeah, I'm a little behind you.
All right, I will fix that over break.
Oh, where?
Or the next commercial break.
Nice one.
That's the thing with all of these live streaming. Some people are probably direct on cable, and some are on DirecTV and Roku or whatever that's called. And I'm a YouTube guy. What are you, Marcus? Are you
This
your
is
provider? You're on Hulu. Okay.
Hulu. Yeah. Well, we got so many. I mean, you got Hulu, Netflix. We don't have YouTube. Maybe looking into see how YouTube is, but everything else is you could pretty much name. We got rid of I forget what it wasn't DirecTV. Cox. Well, we got Cox Cable here, and they're one of the cable providers. So we got rid of them. It's cheaper to go with Hulu and stuff like that. Now I look up all of the streaming apps. Stuff we got is probably twice as much as Cox was. But
that's just it. Is that you convert over from some of the wired services, and now you think, well, I'm tired of paying the rates or having to play that game where you got to call in once a year to talk them down because their prices have increased, and you threaten,
right.
Well, I'll go someplace else, and then the next thing you know that, well, we'll lower your bill by $5 or $10 a month. Okay, sign me up for another year, and then you have to go through the same game the next year.
Yep.
And you finally make that switch, you cut the cord, and then you end up paying more at some point.
I just really like, the live streaming and being able to pause and rewind and record, pretty much that, the kids and the wife, they get whatever they want. So they know more about the different things than me. I just stay on Hulu most of the time. And, but it's Disney, it's Apple TV, is all that different stuff. I'm quite sure some of these apps do the same thing. Quite sure.
Absolutely. Well, and I put in a plug for anyone's service unless they would like to help sponsor us. But a lot of them you can carry on your iPad, your phone, your Galaxy. So you're tooting around at the mall or the grocery store, waiting for your kid at a basketball practice or game, and you just pull it up. I can't tell you how many times I've been at a cheer competition with my daughter. We're all sitting around watching the game in between sessions.
And so when we travel a lot, we drive to Idaho to see Marcus Jr. or down to Arizona for wherever, and we get rural, a lot of the Netflix shows we can download, on the Netflix cells, and the wife, she put it on the iPad or on her phone, and you have the magnetic thing up there, and and we half watch, not supposed to be, but half watching, listening, but it's a lot of hours, so we've been doing that a lot, so it helps. It definitely come in handy.
All right, we got another person here on responding. So Drew down in OP says he's living too close to Lawrence these days. Too much Jayhawk and Chief love in these parts. Well, it's going to happen when the Chiefs are the preeminent program. I think in the NFL, you got Patrick Mahomes, pretty exciting player. I can attest, so as a Cowboys fan, I sometimes hear a little bit too much Chiefs. Now if we can just get a coach. So, Marcus, last time we talked a little bit about Deion and the Raiders. That seems to have quieted down, but now that Deion to the Cowboys has picked up. What's up with that?
I think Jerry's going to win this one.
You think really think Deion's ready for the Cowboys though?
This is the scenario that I put, up in my head or whatever that I think is going to happen. Tennessee Titans got the number 1 pick. They got Will Levis. So rookie year, second year, kind of shaky. The Cowboys got the 12th pick. I think Jerry's going to try to put together something to work a trade with Trey Lance to Tennessee.
Oh, Curtis, did you see that? Sorry, big deep 3. Ooh, that was huge. That guy's got stones. All right.
But send Trey Lance to Tennessee to back up Will. Ain't no telling what's going to happen with that. So if that
have you seen Trey Lance play? He's not worth a nickel.
But I mean, he's still there. So now they don't know what's going to happen. We don't know in 2.5 years what's going to happen with Dak. So you draft Shador number 1 overall.
Ooh.
with that trade of the pick. Give him the keys maybe in 2.5 years with Deion there. Later on in the rounds, they select Shiloh. Everything that's coming down on Jerry about him running the team, he's looking for the new shiny thing. If he could put that together and pull that off with the money that he got and have 3 Sanders there, the coach, and 2 of the sons with that merch being sold, young receivers and stuff there, young quarterback, I think they're going to jump all over that.
Hey, I would, as a Cowboys fan, I would completely take that deal. You're essentially trading a first-round draft pick for Trey Lance. I don't see any team doing that.
Well, they're going to and a pick swap. So they swap from 1 to 12. So possibly finagle some other positional player from Dallas. That pick. Get Trey Lance with whatever's going on with the quarterback. You still get a first-round pick. You probably get another positional player. And Jared get Deion and the rest of everything else he's looking for.
I would take that. Cowboys probably have to give up the second round somewhere too. And
they'll have to give up something else.
Yeah, a couple of deals on that. I would take that. And if I'm Tennessee and Will Levis is my guy, I'm probably trading to get offensive line help, and draft picks to be able to use later.
Yeah,
I would do that. And in the slot, the first round pay or the first pick pay versus the 12th pick pay is going to be a little bit more cap friendly too.
Right. Come on, get up off the floor.
I like that. I like how you think.
I think Jerry's going to do whatever he has to do at this moment he needs that splash. And then that way, does he pay out, what's Dak's contract? 4 years now, 5 years? Does he go the rest of the however many years if he doesn't do anything to take them over the threshold in the next 2.5 years? Hey, here you go, Rook.
Well,
ties with him.
We're talking about a player who's 32 years old now, has never gone to the NFC Championship game. Time is running out on Dak Prescott. As much as I think he's a good player, he won a ton, but injury prone, making a lot of money.
Making a ton of money.
All right, so we are 16-15 up over Kansas. I've got 9:47-ish left. Ooh, that was a nice pass. President to president down low. One thing that I was talking to my son about tonight on the way back, and he actually suggested, could we put up on the screen like a live version of that ESPN where you see where the ball is and scoring? And I wasn't sure if we could do that or not. So maybe it's something to ask the powers that be, that whether that's a possible thing. That might be kind of fun to do, to at least have on the screen, but certainly want to be compliant.
Yeah, my bigs is Deshaun going to play tonight. Like this, dude. Come on,
that's what you need when you're missing a key player.
Oh, do this every night, but the key player is not his. It's not like he's stepping in his position of the key player.
Right,
yeah, that's a foul.
Yeah,
just back down the hatches of your position. Like it's, if there's some overlap with other positions together, whatever, okay, but it's still the team aspect of it all. I knew where Kentrell was going to be. I knew where Mike was going to be. I knew I had the toughness and, the support with Stevie on defense or rebounds. Like we knew what we had to do. And if, like, you couldn't even get Larry to take us out of the game when we were tired. But he always say, raise your hand when you're tired, because we had a little bit more that we can give. We just knew what we had to do to support each other. If we could take a break at this moment or that moment, then we try to find it throughout the game. But, I mean, everything just – when you talk about running on all cylinders, everything was just clicking. Losing wasn't anything that I ever foreseen happening. It's just when it happened, we like, damn, okay, next game.
Well, as players, you don't have to double your output, right? Just each player needs to step up in their own role, a little bit more effort to help make up that difference. And I guess that's what we talk about pretty much every show. The excitement of this team is that you don't know from one game to the next who's going to be the guy. Like we've got 8 the guys that at any point in any throughout the season, they're all going to input. They're all going to have that special game, that special moment. Last game is Curtis Jones, right? There's even a special moment where Tamin Lipsey in that overtime, or to force the overtime, is dribbling down and has that little hesitation as if, okay, am I going to shoot it or am I going to pass it? Makes that extra pass, and then Jefferson scores. So that was probably the overtime, wasn't it?
Yeah. So as long as we know how to spread the wealth, Keyshawn carried us big games early on. Not that he just falling off or anything. It's just, we're getting into the crust of the conference where things are a little bit different. Scouting teams are a whole lot better than maybe early on in the season, and we understand how important it is for us to have, a number of guys that's going to help win, and just not, 4 or 5. Come on, Keyshawn.
Yeah, getting a little lazy there.
Come on, Josh.
And for those of you watching on, what is going on? Yeah, we are Side of the Storm. We are a couple of hours early doing our first ever live commentary of the men's basketball game against Kansas. It's taking place right now at Hilton Coliseum. I've got Cyclones up 24-19 now after a quick Jayhawk, but it's an intense game so far.
Oh, that's going to give me such a headache. I'm going to lay down after this one.
They are going to do a quick timeout. I'm just looking at some quick stats. Looks like we're shooting 50% from the field, 50% from 3. Kansas 44% from the field and 33% from 3. And I'm looking at Curtis. He's already got 14 points. This coming off of the 26-point effort the other night against 50, Texas Tech.
Go for 50.
Curtis is 6 for 6 and 14 points already. Incredible. This is just in the first half. 7:27 left in the first. Curtis is absolutely dominating. So I may have
Man.
missed this, but it looks like Demarion Watson has had an appearance in this game. Looked like it was brief. Then as we look ahead this weekend, got a game at West Virginia, which those Mountaineers are feisty under new head coach who came from Drake. And they just beat a team that we're familiar with, Colorado, over the weekend, 78-70. Wow, West Virginia is 4th in the conference already. That's going to be a good game. So Arizona currently leads the conference at 5-0. Of course, Iowa State's 4-0. It's just a matter of what this game looks like tonight. Houston also 4-0. I think that the teams, as you look at it, that we're going to be contenders in the Big 12 are right up there with us, Arizona, Houston, Kansas. The surprise, obviously, is West Virginia, and I saw Texas Tech won here. I think it was tonight or last night. They're a feisty bunch. I was impressed with them on Saturday.
What's their record?
Looks like in conference 3-2, 12-4 overall.
Yeah, so 3-2. So they lost a close one to us. That would have been if they would have pulled that one out, that would have been a one less loss. So I mean, that's what the 12 is. Like it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I got to find out how to get tickets down. I think I'm going to try to make both of the games down in Arizona. I may not be able to make, but the Arizona State one, I have to see because, my wife runs a Barnes and Noble, and that Arizona game is on a Monday, isn't it? Saturday and Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I may have to be back for the kids. They're still in school and stuff like that. So we'll see. But I'm definitely gonna either make one or make them both.
So your wife sounds like she works at a dream job then, Barnes & Noble. I love those places.
Do you? She knows it. I'm a reader when I have to. I hate reading. Like we have Audible. And I just be eating up all the Audible credits because, she does some of the Audible, but she loves reading books. She's always, for years and years and years, she used to take the kids to Barnes & Noble. She used to take the kids there. And then, one day she just said, well, I love this place. I've been here so much. Maybe I want to work here for a little bit. And this is going on 3.5 years since she's been there. So she loves it.
How that happened. Wow.
Yeah, she loves
calling.
It. Yeah. I mean, she's always been a stay-at-home mom all the years I was playing. So it wasn't a situation where she was forced to do it. It was just, a situation where it was better for the dynamic of the family. And now, I'm not playing or retired, and she can do something that she wants to do and she loves. I mean, her clients, a lot of people there, her colleagues, everyone there loves her. So she's good at it. Me, man, I can't stand a book.
Well, I am an avid reader. My thing is I don't usually have as much time as I would like. I think I went back and I've got I'll usually buy them if they're on sale or discount rack or secondhand. I listen to books too, and I think last year, one year I had it was probably close to 70 books, 75 books. I think last year was close to 45.
That you read?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't think I read 45 books in my life. In my lifetime, 46 years on this earth.
Well,
and she loves, like, if it's a movie too, she loves reading the book and then watch the movie. She always says more things in the book. If it's a movie, it don't have no chance of me reading. If it's a movie, no chance. None. I'm not wasting that time. To
Depends
me, I'm
on the
not wasting
book.
that time reading. Like, I done seen the movie 2 in 2 hours. No. Let's go. Pass the. Oh, all them guards up ahead of you and pass it to.
Yeah, I've got.
Don't foul.
I'm surprised they didn't call that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, get it. Right. Am I still slightly ahead of you? I got Curtis with that rebound.
How big is the Adams kid? Look at Bill. I used to always walk up the sideline of the coaches, Roy and there, but every once in a while you can get a little bump into them when they, nothing malicious or whatever. But I used to always walk up the sideline of the coaches. I used to run into Coach Stacy a few times too, running back up the floor. But
really, I bet he appreciated that. So all the things you can admit to that you used to do when you were playing, I would love to hear those coaches' responses of, "Did you do that on purpose?"
And so that's the thing. Like with my kids that I coach and everything like that. When coach, don't give me that. I did the same thing. Like I knew you was gonna do it before you did it. I did the same thing. Like so, we're not gonna go back and forth with it.
Gilbert, huge three, now up 29-21 with 5:18 left in the first half.
Gotta stop the magic.
I don't have the sound up, but I can imagine that crowd at Hilton is going nuts with that shot. If anyone's actually watching and could comment in here so we could hear or understand, but keep in mind all the students, while there were students camping out, it was all over the news and I've seen it on Twitter. There was tent city set up leading up to this game. I think they started camping out Saturday or Sunday.
It's not snow out, is it?
No, but it's been, I think, highs of about 15 to 20 degrees. Today was a warming trend. We were closer to 30. So it's been cold and the students are camping out. And I think the administration, the Iowa State administration, was not allowing heaters in those tents. Apparently there was a tent fire a number of years ago. So those students were they were truly toughing it out. Now they don't have classes. Classes don't start up until next week. But the traditional student crowd is not there. But I bet that, and I can see just by the video that place looked like it's still rocking, and there are students there, but probably not as many as typical.
It's 55 degrees here in Vegas right now. The high was 61. It's January the 15th.
You guys are all out wearing your probably winter coats too. I'd be out wearing shorts.
Man,
at 55.
I got on shorts right now, flip flops and everything.
Well, I've got sweatpants and tights on.
Oh, that's a fly jacket with all of the
size on it. Yeah, the white one. There's a red one like that too. There's Watson. I gotta say, it's good to see Demarion Watson back on that floor. He's just so he's limber. I think he's a defensive presence. I like this look with Demarion Watson in there.
If I was in player personnel, with the team awards, just in general, whatever, the one thing that I would teach more than not, which I learned honestly from the great Kobe Bryant, was the pump fake. It doesn't matter if you 6'8", 6'10", 6, whatever, just because guys love blocking shots or attempting to block shots. Like just a pump. I was guarding Kobe one year we were in LA, in the lane. He pump faked me 7 times.
Did you see Watson with that block? Whoa.
So he pump faked me 7 times, and I turned and looked at the ref during the game. And I said, I know that's 3 seconds. And then he shot over the top of me and scored. But I sit up there and counted. He was waiting for me to jump. Just kept on pumping. And from that moment on, I was like, okay, of course, I'm not Kobe, but I'm going to get that into, the more and more you get down low, just 1 or 2 fakes. Somebody's going to go at one eventually. And so that's one of the things that I will absolutely teach. Like everybody does, just pump fake.
But you also learn not to do that against Mutombo.
Oh, didn't
he school you one game?
You dribble out. That instance where I dunked on him and he blocked the shot through the rim. Man, oh my goodness. Yeah, that was the funniest thing ever. I was so hot because I got a technical. I got a technical and then got chewed out by Bill Cartwright. So coach, he stuck his hand through the net. I know the referee saw it standing there. But that's a young player.
You're not going to get that call. That's right.
Not going to get it at all. And that's what, like a lot of fans don't get. A lot of fans don't understand. I remember, like, my rookie year, we were playing. I was playing against Chris Gatlin. Chris had gotten older. But Chris lit me up for like 15 points in the first quarter. And I just had no answer. Just, either a little bump or whatever. And I just, didn't know.
And you know what, Marcus? That was the last time he had 15 points in a quarter. Well, because he wasn't really a scorer, right?
Right. Then he bumped me on the other end. It wasn't a call. And I asked the ref, and I said, ref, like, why you not giving me the same thing as Chris? And he was like, fella, you've been with me a lot longer. And I was like, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. But people don't get and understand that. Fans think, in the collegiate level or in the pros, in their mindset, everybody's supposed to be superstar. Like, everybody's not going to be the superstar, but the average, or even like Watson coming off the bench, we hadn't seen him. You think like he wouldn't be able to start somewhere else if he wasn't on the team that, full of starters or stars or guys that's playing as well as they playing, then you plug them right in and you're like, man, where have this guy's been? It's not because of that. It's, these guys can play. Sometimes the situations and the schemes that you're looking for is a little bit different.
Does this actually help Momcilovic's injury playing a team like Kansas? Because I'm sure that coming into the game, they were expecting him to play and probably had set their defense to accommodate for that outside shot. I think that, they still have to, every team has to, because we have shooters, but having him out and having a Watson and the defensive presence that he brings, does that shift what Kansas was likely going to try to do during this
game? Possibly, absolutely, because they probably prepare more for Milan than without him. So a lot of defensive schemes and everything like that is played off of, what you expect the team to do with him on the floor. The rotation schemes, the hedging out on the pick instead of letting the guy go under. All of that changes. All of that changes tremendously. So without having that, situated, things are a lot different. I see now Hunter Dickinson has 2 fouls. Well, maybe he's having to chase Watson, somebody he's not used to chasing, and have gotten those fouls. So it's a lot different.
So looking in here, yep. Dickinson has 2 fouls. Looks like Adams has 1. For the Cyclones, Chatfield has 2 fouls.
Oh, does he?
Yep. Lipsy, Curtis, and Keyshawn have 1 foul along with Watson. Great Great rebound and finish by Jackson there with a chance for a 3-point play. You're right. He's stepping up tonight, playing tough.
They got his attention.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking here. It's got
to be his 9 to 10 point.
Yeah, I'm flipping over between the game and what I'm seeing on the screen. And yep, that's his 11th point of the game. No, 12th point. Sorry. 12 points. Woo. So Curtis has 14. Deshaun Jackson has 12, 2 leading scorers. No one else with more than 2 points, 3 points. Keyshawn has the 3-pointer. So
that's
really,
travel.
It's a 2-man game right now. Boy, this defense. They are making the Jayhawks work for every shot. Ooh, bucket.
Oh, you can't close out like that, Josh.
Yeah. That was a good shot, though. Now, again, I'll come back to our defense is really making Kansas work. That I'll be curious to see the type of toll that it takes on the Jayhawks as they get towards the latter half of the game. That if that defense starts to wear them down. You've heard the term play tougher longer, and Iowa State's certainly pulled that in and developed that mentality all season long from the football team.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like programs like this is equal. Like you have to sustain. I've said before in the past, even to my kids, coaching, like playing against Kansas. I thought to myself, well, going into this game, Eric Chenoweth, 7'1", 7'2", Drew Gooden, Nick Collison. I'm not going to get any open looks down low. I'm not going to get any dunks. And don't go into the game looking like, just playing sound. And I think in Kansas, I ended up having 3 dunks just out of the rotations of the plays and just getting open in spots that I didn't think they were going to happen. So with teams like this, like they're going to stick around. Like they're down 4 now. They were just down by 2 before they're late by Keyshawn. I don't think you really necessarily like wear them down like you would do other ball clubs. You have to take this until I made that last shot in Kansas. My whole mindset was it felt like it was 40 minutes still left on the clock. It felt like it was so much more game and so much can happen. But until, that time happened and it looks like, okay, now we can breathe a little bit. With a ball club like this, you never know. Never know. The Mayo kid is pretty good. I don't know how good he's been playing in conference, but, he's a scary player to me to be this close. Hunter Dickinson only has 2 points. He hadn't been playing much because of his fouls. So this is a little too close for that to happen. Yeah, we'll take that.
Surprisingly, Hunter Dickinson is not 40 years old. Just feels that way that he's been around this long.
He's close.
Oh, nice pass there. Oh, couldn't finish.
You got a power dribble there, Josh.
That's almost like you talk about the pump fake. Jones
power dribble
with the sidestep for a 3.
Power dribble, that pump fake, they fly in the air. Either they miss you or you go up into them and get a foul.
Grab it. Oh.
That's offensive foul. Wow. Call that. $50 seconds.
Something good is about to happen because I hear my family upstairs screaming. So we're you're gonna love if you haven't just whoa.
This is the game.
Curtis
this is the game you have, young fella. How many you got for the half?
Curtis has 20, and
we have
just now getting
40.
to the half.
He has 20 and we have 40.
Yeah, he's got half of our points. So we're going into halftime up over the Jayhawks 40-30. Curtis Jones with 20 points on a stellar 8 for 11 shooting, 4 for 5 from the 3-point land. Just incredible games. Really great games back to back. Is Curtis Jones player of the year?
This is how you get you a check, young fella. This is how you cash. This is how you sign for the Moles right there. And you know, of course, I want everybody to be pros, you know, and make a living at what they love to do. If it's not the NBA, it's a lot of ball clubs in the EuroLeague that, well, he can play 15 years over there making a shot like that and make a bag.
So I got Curtis Jones with 20 points, Keyshawn Gilbert with 5, and then Deshaun Jackson with 12 as the 3 leaders, and then it looks like Taman's got 2. So again, Josh Jefferson has 1 point on that free throw. So we're this is a good game so far when you're up 40-30 by 10, 40-30 against the Jayhawks at halftime at Hilton Coliseum. Whatever Deshaun Jackson did to maybe have TJ need his attention further, it is working.
It is absolutely working. Come on, man. Like, this kind of play, man, that gives me chills. This kind of play out of big fella with them two, and then Chatfield coming in, and conference is ours.
So, you know, you've been in these type of games where they're big, you know that they're big, and you're playing against one of the top teams in the country. It's a top 10 contest in Hilton Coliseum. Like, what are some things that are probably going through these players' minds at halftime? And obviously, Coach Eustacia, you guys preach, hey, you're not thinking ahead. You're focused on the next basket, the next defensive stop. What are some things that, if you're TJ, you're going to want to really talk to the players about heading into this halftime?
Well, it has to be 0-0, you know, right now coming out like it's the first half. The importance of, you know, we see Curtis got the hot hand. He's scoring. We see Jackson is playing extremely well and focused. We don't need, you know, not to say, you know, Taman or Keyshawn or players like that, or even Josh. You know, we don't need them to come out and, okay, now I got to get mine. This is a key win that we got to have to progress on into the conference. I mentioned before we were playing against Missouri at home, ESPN game. Jamal Tinsley had a triple-double game. I got elbowed in the throat. Still to this day, my voice is affected from that by Soyoye, the African kid that played for Missouri. I was going in to get a rebound. He just turned around the box out and hit me right in the throat. And I just knew, you know, in the first half, when it happened, I just, you know, this is going to be a tough game. And, you know, I just told the guys, like, listen, I mean, the game plan is what it is. I just don't have it tonight. Like, I'm going to give you, you know, I think I maybe finished with 14 points or something like that. But I wasn't going to come out because it's ESPN game. Let me do X, Y, and Z and and then we lose the game. Jamal have a historic game. We win a ball game on ESPN. You know, you live to see the next day to move on to the next game. So he got to make for sure that the guys understand what's going on, because a situation like that, you know, if we get Keyshawn to come out and he takes 6 or 7 threes, or, you know, Taman try to do a little bit too much and not get the ball to the guys who's been hot, you know, 10 points is 10 points, but that's literally 3 to 5 shots. And with ball clubs like this, and before you know it, you can lose that lead, and once you lose that momentum, you know, it's all downhill from there. So it's got to be 0-0. The mentality and the mindset has to be what it's been for the first half, and, you know, duplicating that in the second half.
All right, we want to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. Again, this is our first ever live podcast where we are watching the Kansas-Iowa State men's basketball game that's being played at Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa. I am Dave Larson here with the legend Marcus Fizer. Brent Curvey is actually in Kansas, taking his son, or he's driving on the way to drop him off.
Mm-hmm.
Brent, we miss you, brother. We will see you on our next show.
He's excited about this, bro.
That's right. Well, we're shooting messages about how much money he's going to save between hot water for the showers at home and all the food that you got to buy your kids when they're at home. So,
right. Well,
he's going to see an investment to pay off. When
Marcus Jr. come back, man, that bill, that food ticket go so much higher. If he's here for a week, oh, man.
Well,
he got a football player.
Well, and mine's not a Division I athlete, but he comes home and I swear to God, we were out at dinner one night, and an hour we were home, and within the hour he was eating again. And I just looked at him. You didn't eat? Well, I'm hungry.
Like, how are you? Can't I tell these kids all the time? You can't still be hungry. You can't still be hungry. But I mean, I guess we're getting to be old men now, and our metabolism is slowing down, and I don't see where they put it.
I don't either. I'm jealous. All right, so let's hear a word first from Revelton.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. When energy meets precision, anything is possible.
I'm Carter Hawley, the Chief Energy Officer of the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm full of energy on and off the court, but nothing gives me more energy than helping families find their dream home. And that's where Green Beret Realty comes in. They're more than just realtors. They're a team dedicated to getting things right for you and your family, just like we get it right on the court. Sometimes it takes a team to get the call right. And when you're buying a home, you want a team that makes all the right calls. That is Green Beret Realty. And here's the best part. When you buy or sell a home through Dan at Green Beret Realty and mention this ad, he'll make a donation to the We Will Collective, helping student athletes like me thrive on and off the court.
Green Beret Realty, because getting the call right means everything.
All right. Hey, big college football game on Monday night. Ohio State against Notre Dame. Who you got on that one?
My heart is telling me Ohio State may be the best team at the moment, but
wait, you're a Michigan fan. You're thinking Ohio State? Even
I as a fan, you know, I'm a fan of the sport. Like I don't when I think a team is whatever, I'm not gonna lie about, you know, like I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, but I think they've had some phenomenal teams the last couple of years that hadn't manifest for whatever reason or not. I'm gonna be honest about it. I mean, I think Dak should have gone a lot farther than what he has. You know, being a Saints fan or not, I'm gonna be honest about it. But you know, sometimes it doesn't work out. But I think Marcus Freeman has, you know, those guys on a magical, you know, whirlwind of a tour right now, and I think it's gonna be a good game, really good game. No one is expecting no one expected Notre Dame to be this far and this good, and it was good to see. When I was a sales manager at this car dealership out here, we sold Rudy like 3 or 4 of his Ram trucks. The actual Rudy from the movie. And he buy and sell a truck every 6 months.
So Rudy lives out there?
Yep, got pictures with him and everything. Real cool dude. Of course, he's older, but still is as vibrant. They see him pull in, they go out and talk to him, and before you know it, he's trading the truck.
Now, you're talking the Rudy, or are you talking the guy that plays Rudy in the movie?
No, the Rudy.
Okay.
The Rudy. No, I don't even know who the guy is who plays him, but it's the actual guy. Like, he gets paid a lot for, a lot of appearances and paraphernalia. He got a shit ton of money from somewhere.
I can't say that if he walked by me at the mall, I would recognize him.
You probably wouldn't. It's been some years since I've been there. It's 25, maybe since 2020, 21. So that's been about 5 years. I mean, he was, pretty older then. But, hope to God he's still around.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's kind of nice having that game on a Monday night when there's no NFL games on, but I guess I wish it were on like a Friday night so I could stay up and watch it late.
Where's that?
That's a good question. I would have to look that up, to be honest with you.
Can't be nowhere cold, right? But I guess for those two teams, that wouldn't even matter. Especially South Bend.
Yeah, there's no way that's going to be there. Looks like Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm guessing in the Mercedes-Benz Dome or Stadium. Boy, I would think that I could get tickets somehow with it being in Atlanta.
The Dome.
Hey, the Cyclones, I'm definitely there. At least I think I would be. I'm a little surprised that Vegas hasn't been able to secure that game. You guys have that big Allegiant Stadium that it's pretty nice there.
Yeah, that's weird.
How's your baseball stadium coming along for the A's?
It's quietly coming along, but they have the place carved out. They also have the place carved out with the NBA arena is coming. So all of it is coming. Like it's been past time. The whole thing about players betting and stuff like that has always been the reason for it now, but that's so stupid to even say. Like, it's, if you're gonna send somebody to bet, they can bet on your behalf. You bet through a proxy if you're gonna bet. What's the difference? So it's just, man, it's creating so much traffic. People, they're literally building up into the mountains now, on top of the mountains. Like
where's the NBA arena going?
Right off of the strip too. Right off of the freeway. It's not far from the Allegiant Stadium.
So it's more on that south end.
It's more on the end going towards California.
Okay.
There's this hotel here, South Point Hotel, have big rodeos and stuff here. So it's a lot of land from where the strip stops or whatever, pretty much. It's still Las Vegas Boulevard. All the way down there, it's just been so much of vacant land that I think, whoever owned the land knew pro sports was going to be coming. I mean, we've been here 11 going on 12 years, and we hadn't seen nothing out there. It's across the street from the strip mall, the Vegas outlet. So now you're starting to see fences going up around it and different things. And before you know it, it'll be up so fast. Like the Allegiant Stadium, it's like they pumped it up with air and just boom, now it's there. But I mean, it's great to see, great to have. Then you got the T-Mobile Arena, you got MGM where they got an arena in there. It's like it's just so many places to have sports events here. There's so much money down there. It's crazy.
So are we talking expansion, or are you going to steal the Warriors out of Oakland as well?
No, I think the consensus is it's going to be the Seattle team coming back. If they don't do a Seattle team in Seattle again, I think it's going to be the Seattle team coming back. What the fuck?
So that guy was at the women's game last night. The ladder guy throwing that on his chin. I mean, that cannot be a regularly weighted ladder, can it?
Well, I mean, it probably is. It's just aluminum, but what makes you wake up one day and say, I think I want to balance this shit on my chin?
That's the exact conversation my son and I had last night. We were watching that. He looked at me and goes, who wakes up and thinks, hey, let's go put this ladder on my face, see if I can hold it up?
Right. Oh, Jay Billis, that guy right there, so Duke biased.
Yeah.
He is Duke biased.
All right. So for those of you who may be joining us, Dave Larson here with Marcus Fizer. We are live watching the Kansas-Iowa State game, and we just started the second half. From Ames, Cyclones are up 40-30. First attempt at trying this. We have no idea what kind of reception we get, but we're having fun. We would normally probably be shooting text messages of how the game's going, and so this is just us verbalizing what we're doing. We're probably a little bit cleaner.
Right. A lot cleaner with me online than me on text messages because, man, I like Hunter throwing the basketball over to his bench, though.
Yeah.
Bang out. Come on, dunk that, Josh.
I'm going to pause just a sec because I think I am slightly ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, turnover. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Ooh. Is that block?
Yeah, he blocked it.
Oh. I love Keyshawn. He's been off these last couple of games.
He has. So I wonder if something is bothering him physically wise and he's not, because like I've said before, like that is one of the toughest kids I've ever, since he was a youngster, 6th, 7th grade. He's one of the toughest kids I've ever encountered in my life. And, he didn't say much. He's not, he's never gotten a technical from what I've seen. Even when he was at UNLV, he's just a level-headed kid. He's not going to. He got an older brother that's a couple years older than him that's tougher than him. Not as skilled, but he played basketball as well. But coaching against them in high school was really, really tough. So I'm wondering if he's laboring a little bit. Things happen, tweak ankles and stuff like that. So yeah. We'll see.
We already know he's tough. I mean, he's shown that in the course of his Iowa State career.
Yeah, they're out of sync. I love it. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, I thought that was out of bounds. Oh.
Well, you can really only slow down Hunter Dickinson. I don't know that you're going to stop him necessarily.
Come on, Curtis, stay sound.
Again, they The defense is really making it tough.
That's a foul.
Jayhawks.
Is Harris a 3-point shooter? You gotta dunk that.
Hey, I'll take it, whether it's a dunk or just a shot.
I'm going up through there like that on that. Kansas too, man. I'm risking that ball bouncing to the top of the ceiling.
You know, when Keyshawn's double team, he's got to recognize that there's going to be somebody open.
Yeah, you got to get it off a lot faster. Where you going, Josh? That's a bad possession. Terrible possession. Then they're gonna score. Oh, what's it?
Hey, this is one thing we never really talk about. TJ's not fond of timeouts. Is this where do we need a timeout here to kind of settle the troops down, or what are your thoughts on taking timeouts?
Well, typically, if you go 2 or 3 possessions, you haven't scored. They scored a couple possessions. You know, depending on how the shots look, if it's completely out of whack,
that's why you don't dunk it. Thank you.
Now, if they score this one, it's time to get a timeout. So now we've missed a couple shots, a couple turnovers,
and a dunk.
They get a score on this. Yeah.
Why we miss dunks? Says the guy that I can't jump higher than a piece of paper, but
well, you're not 6'9" either.
No, but I can't jump either.
And maybe this is one of those games. You know, Josh got 1 point. First game against Kansas. You know, it's very exciting. Really, really want to, play well. And sometimes you just overthink it. It definitely happens. Now, we're up 10. Now we're.
That's a pretty good call, Marcus. Some of these guys, this is their biggest game ever because they come from smaller programs. Now this is the big leagues. Every game in the Big 12 is going to be a tough game. They had an early season game against Auburn that was really tested their mettle. But you're right. We're playing one of the big dogs now, and you're going to have to. And you're missing a player, so it's time to step up. And maybe a couple players are overthinking, overdoing it. Now, I don't have my sound on. Do they call that a foul? Or are they just saying inadvertent contact?
I don't know, but I really hope he's not maliciously really hurt and just laying down on the floor.
Yeah.
Then nothing wrong with him. My mom used to tell me, boy, if you ain't hurt, get up off the floor because you're not going to give me a heart attack thinking something really wrong with you. Plus, we had a 2-second rule where you say shit. 2.5 seconds.
And what's your rule with your son? What's your rule with your son?
Same thing, 2.5 seconds. If you're down for more than 2.5 seconds, you're not hurt, you injured. You got to come out the game. So guys will, out the air, wow, pop right back up, right back up. I'm good. It can be bleeding and everything, right back up. As you understand the game, you have to.
Is that how you coach? When you're coaching your players, okay.
Exactly how I coach.
So 2.5 second rule. If they're down,
2.5 second rule. You have guys on the bench, coach. There's 3 seconds. There's 3 seconds. Larry, turning point. Go get him. You're running up off the bench.
I have a feeling that just became a promo.
Nah. Yep.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Chris. He's gonna, he puts out some of the promotional videos, and he'll take segments of our show and all the Three Beard shows, and splice them and put content out there. And he's gonna have 2 hours worth tonight, and that's assuming there's no overtime. Which now that we're in a commercial timeout here with the men's basketball game, for those of you who are Three Beards Media fans, Chris is going to be down with a special episode of Old Man Strength on Friday night at Revelton Distilling Company in Osceola, Iowa. So if you've not had a chance to get down there, this could be your opportunity. And check out Revelton if you've not been there. It's a really cool setup and very relaxed, and probably eat before you come because they don't really serve food. I think they allow you to bring in sandwiches if you want, but that's not what they're about. But it's a really neat setup, and you can purchase there on site, purchase bottles, purchase swag. And Old Man Strength is their guest is Jason Norton. If you're not familiar with Jason, he has his own YouTube channel and podcasts. I've seen him, I've been following him for probably a year and a half now, but has a lot of different concoctions of drinks, and he makes it a lot of fun, and he has a great personality. And if he doesn't like a mixture or like a drink, it's pretty obvious that he doesn't like it. And he's had some that have gone terribly wrong, and he's had some that have been just spot on fantastic. And so that should be a really fun podcast on Friday. Again, live version of Old Man Strength Friday night from Revelton Distilling Company in Osceola. So it looks like Heisey's back in the game. Oh, it looks like a disconnect there between he and Taman Lipsey. I think Taman was going to give it back, and Heisey was already starting to cut towards the basket. Cyclones up 42-37 with approaching 15:30 left in the second half. So still a very tight game. There's that defense again.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good.
Jackson.
Ooh, okay. I was about to say.
All right, got the rebound. Yep. Got his own rebound. Gets a chance to is it a jump, or does he get a chance to shoot too?
The rest said jump ball.
Okay.
Are those Kobe's they got on? Travel.
He's a little bit more left on that baby hook.
Ooh. Ah!
Why? Off the glass.
Let's see. Here we go. Down 3.
Yeah, this is starting to become uncomfortable now.
See, to me, that's an over penetration. Like he penetrated too deep. 1 or 2 steps, stop from there, and shooting that runner is a lot easier shot than in there with the trees. Or stop and shoot a jump shot. Like, you can't over penetrate. You over penetrate, you down there with the trees, and even if they don't block it, they're going to alter the shot.
Yeah. He almost needed just one step inside that free throw lane or the line. All right, here we go. So 42-39, 14-24.
Take a good shot. Take your time, Josh.
That's right. Give it to the president. And the president delivers. 44-39, Josh Jefferson. That's an interesting stat they just showed on the game. Jefferson's got 12 points, averaging 5. I think they've got to get him more involved in the game.
You know, the good thing 5 points, averaging 12.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice in and out.
Lock. Nope. Get it? All right.
I know your personnel. He don't look like nobody you throw the ball to. That's a
foul.
foul.
Nice pass. That was a nice cut to the basket by Taman, and great vision by Keyshawn to see him cutting and passing the ball. Yeah, you can't let him drive down the lane.
Come on, get offensive board. Defensive board.
Defense. See, and we've talked about that too. That's sometimes we get lazy and just let the ball, watch the ball instead of go to get it, box somebody out.
Yeah, so on those shots like that where, that's that possession you can't get it. On a couple of those possessions when they come off, you got to tip it, throw it back out of there, and let somebody else like scramble for it and then reset. Like once the offensive team are getting that many boards in a row, you got to change that whole strategy up in that little moment and try to tip it out of there. That's a big kid.
What is he, 7? Is he 7 or is he just under?
I don't even know. So,
ooh, he's 7'2". Boy,
is he?
God, yes. At least according to ESPN, he is. Now, I don't know, Marcus, if that's in shoes or without. I know.
Well, in college, they probably run your in your shoes.
I know you're a one height in shoes and one height without.
6'8" to 6'8", and I'm 6'8" without shoes and like 6'9" and 3/4 in shoes or something crazy. Well, Barkley said I play in my shoes while y'all measuring me barefooted.
Well, Barkley was what? Like with 6'4"?
He's 6'6".
You think he's
6'6"?
Yeah. Is he really? I always thought he was closer to 6'4" and just played tall.
No, he's. I mean, people say Kenny Pratt was 6'4", but Kenny's about 6'5" and some change. He's a little taller than Kenny.
Well, that's a name from the Cyclone Pass. That guy was a dog. Like down low, he was unstoppable.
Iowa State almost lost me because Tim Floyd put me on the court with Kenny Pratt.
What?
Man,
I don't know that we've heard that.
Man.
Yeah, so he was listed at 6'5", Kenny Pratt was. And he was just dominant down low.
Came in there, on a visit, going to hoop, McDonald All-American. Man, KP put it on. And my hips and my back and stuff was hurting so damn bad. I told my pops, I was like, man, I was so mad. And, Coach Floyd sit me down, we talked and everything like that. I told him, man, KP almost made me not come here.
All right, we're heading into another timeout.
You talking about somebody if 6'7", 6'8".
Could you imagine Kenny Pratt if he were your height? Like, he'd be an NBA player, certainly, wouldn't he?
Easily. Even so much so now, like if he played in this era, especially like over in Europe, he'd make so much money, millions on top of millions. With that skill set, being able to score, how strong he was, tough and everything. Absolutely.
Now, was there much overplay between you and Kenny Pratt's years? Because did you have a year to play with him, or did he graduate or leave?
They all were done
when you came in.
Yeah, they all were done. Sean, him,
okay.
JC, Dedrick. That was their last year. That was that last year there. So they all was done. The only pitch that was left over was I think I played the year with Matt Knoll and Brad Johnson. Tony Rampton. Tony was younger, but I think I only got 1 year with those guys, and then that era with Coach Floyd and the Big 8 champions was over.
So I just found a quick article on the Iowa State website or Cyclones.com, and Looks like he ended up going back and getting his degree in 2012.
Who?
Kenny Pratt.
Nice.
Yeah, good for him.
Nice. Yeah, I think this is the year. I'm waiting to the registrars and everyone get back into school. I think this is the year that I'm going to finish. Should have been done it. Just being lazy, I guess.
So are you thinking you'll enter? How many credits short are you?
You don't even want to know.
Okay.
Literally about 11.
Okay. So you're about a semester then.
Right.
Okay.
Should have been done it.
Yeah,
been done it. So.
Which, let's face it, you would have. You left school a year early, so you were probably on target to graduate early then.
Yeah.
Had you not left to go to the NBA, but obviously you had to go. I think everybody understands that.
But I think yeah, this is the year for sure. If I can get it done this spring.
Do you have time to? I could not imagine going back like now and trying to take 11 credits while working and family and just life in general. Looks like they're eating a clone cone there.
Oh, that's dope. Hope they paid, especially Jay. Make Jay pay for his. But yeah, I should be able to score something out to get it done. What would really be dope is to come back to campus and do it. I would have loved to have done that.
Yeah. So you'll be able to, if you finish then this semester, I guess that means likely that increases that likelihood of hanging 5 up in the banners then, right? Because isn't that one of the conditions of whoever selects?
Yeah, for what I've been told is, you have to have your degree. I mean, that's the rule. I don't, challenge that or anything like that. I totally understand that's the tradition and history that has been. And if, the other guys that's hanging in the Raptors had to, get the degree for that to happen, I'm no way above them. So I want to do it because I promised my mom it opens opportunities if I want to, get into coaches and stuff like that. I'll be 50 in a couple of years. So, I really, really have been thinking about a lot about it. So I need to get that done and, start preparing for whatever's next. Come on, Josh.
Well, I think that would certainly be the right message for your family and for your own kids to see dad finish that. And really for all the cycling athletes that, hey, life gets in the way, the NBA or the NFL or whatever comes calling, and you can always go back. I'm curious, just maybe this is an off conversation, but how does that work? So you were on scholarship, obviously, and does the opportunity allow you to go back and finish?
Yes,
it does. Okay.
Yes, they 100% pay for it. Anytime that you decide to come back, all you do is reach out. They help you with getting the classes and everything that's needed. Situations with the books. I don't know how it is with the books now. Everything's online or whatever.
Online,
get all that set up.
Although my son was telling me he's taking a class that they're going to charge him like $250 for a book, and I thought
for an actual book.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh wow!
And of course, he does the whole.
All right, they say I got to.
I'm like, I hear you. I hear you.
That's a foul.
So yes, Andrew, Dad'll help you figure out how to get that book. That's good. I think that'd be fantastic. And so graduation ceremony, I would love nothing more to attend and hear Marcus Fizer's name and seeing your lanky ass walking across that
definitely love
that stage to get your degree. Then you can end up at Pizza Pit, right?
Oh, most definitely would be a Pizza Pit. Probably would be a Pizza Pit before the ceremonies.
All right, we are at 51-45.
It's still too close for me, man.
Yeah. But boy, a game like this has so many ramifications because it's against its top 10 opponent. It's Kansas. It's a team that, when you're looking at seeding for the NCAA tournament, it's an important win. It's an important game in that it's just a confidence builder when you're missing Momcilovic. This is a really huge game tonight.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we have to go to Kansas as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to think, home and home, splitting. But, I mean, the bare minimum is going to have to be, get it at home in case there is a split. Because it's not going to be easy. I mean, we're up 6 now by no stretch of imagination. Do I feel like this game is an easy game? I mean, these guys are right there. They're about to shoot 2 free throws. It's 10 minutes left in the game, for lack of better words. I like Hughley on the free throw line. He's missed quite a few in his career, but
how was that on Saturday when that Texas Tech 90% free throw shooter misses at the end of the game that opened up the window? That was huge for us.
Yeah, I think that was one of my young fellas from here, wasn't it? Darren Williams. We had 3 Vegas kids in that game. Would have been 4 if Pop Isis would have stayed at Texas Tech. He transferred to Creighton. But I done seen those kids pretty much tear each other apart in high school. And now it's fun to see them playing together, or when they were playing together. Josh's team won like the first state championship in Vegas, like in 10 years over Bishop Gorman. His team was the first team to win state championship. And then the high school that Keyshawn had gone to before he went back to Kansas City, eventually like the next year, won a state championship. Bishop Gorman has been down for the last couple of years. They've been a perennial powerhouse for years, basketball and football, but the last couple of years they haven't been winning.
Do you guys have a lot of open enrollment where kids are moving around from school to school?
Ooh, they so strict. They so strict and tough on that.
Okay.
Really strict and tough. They'll make you sit out 180 quick. Real quick. Like, even so much like if your parents move, they so tough on it because people will move into the district or close to a school to go to, that school, or to have their kid go to that school. So even if your parents move, that make you drive. Like I had to drive junior school at Coronado, which was 22 miles away. Like that's 4 times a day because we were in that area. And then when we moved to a different area, for him not to sit out, it was no hardship of having to move. We just moved, but I literally had to drive him to school, come back home, go back, pick him up, and come back home. They really stuck on it here. It's a lot of schools here. It's a lot of kids. It's a lot of people.
Growing
I just saw
community.
I just saw something on the news break.
The years you've been there, right?
Yeah, I just saw something on the news break that says that Las Vegas is running out of residential land. And there's just so many houses being built up quick, communities quick. I want to build I want to buy a storage locker, storage room facility. That's where you make the money at.
I bet the land, the property, though, I bet the value on that would make it somewhat prohibitive. You'd have to get some investment up front to be able to pay for that.
I'm not trying to pay for it myself. They got Shaq in the ground.
All right, here we go. 51-45. And we maybe settle down a little bit and play some cycling basketball.
Oh, Keyshawn. Ooh.
Nice pass. Get in there.
Man, Josh's father's like 6'10", 6'11".
Oh, is he really?
450. Huge.
He's
way bigger than me and Josh.
Let me guess, Mama's like 5'6".
He way bigger than me and Josh. Josh has always been a big kid. When he was younger, he was just throwing these. Like one of the kids I coach is Osiris Grady, plays at Utah Valley University. And he was he's gone to 6'9" now, but he was always skinny. And Josh used to just sling him everywhere because Josh has always been a thicker kid. But as they got older, got competitive and everything. But yeah, he's always been a bigger kid.
Curtis Jones does it all. Did you see that help defense? He came over and knocked that ball away. Just guys everywhere.
What the? Oh my gosh. Mm. They're going to score on this possession. Just because we missed a shot.
Nah, we're good.
Coming with some energy off the bench.
Oh!
Ooh, that's a flagrant.
Right. What they call? They call a foul? Or they just call them timeout? This is what not having the sound on. You can't be serious. So Curtis Jones hasn't scored a single point in the second half.
I felt that.
And neither is Deshaun Jackson. So the two leading scorers in the first half, Curtis with 20, Deshaun Jackson with 12, still have 20 and 12. And we're 7:36 left in the second.
How many points have we scored in the second half?
Well, it was 40-30. So, yeah, Kansas is what, 15-13? And really, outside of Zeke Mayo, the Kansas offensive starters, they really haven't done too much. So as we're talking about defensive pressure by the Cyclones, they're really doing a pretty good job at holding the Jayhawks in check, and can't really complain too much about that. Dickinson's only got 6 points. He also has 3 fouls and 4 turnovers. If you would have told me at the beginning of the game that we would be holding him in check, I would say sign me up.
Well, we got some bodies down low. And that's the difference from what he's possibly known to go up against. Josh is a low down there. Deshaun is a low down there. Chatfield come off and bang a little bit as well.
You love your big.
It's different. I mean, it's definitely different than what he's used to. He's used to, dominate. Like I said, I used to hate seeing K-State because K-State had some big guys down low, or guys just lean on you, just bump you and stuff like that. Russ look for you to be retaliatory to things that's going on. You know, if you're not making shots, you're not making jump shots and things like that, then it's going to be, and that's not what he's doing, you know. So,
well, not only do we have Jackson and Jefferson and now Watson in there, but you got those guards that come help and poke the ball away. That you're right. It makes it tough on anybody playing down low against the Cyclones. Well, the Jayhawks are only 2 for 6 from the free throw line.
Wow. Can't believe they only shot 2 free throws. I like the way the ref was calling there. We got 10 steals, 21 points off the steals. That's a stat that scares me, because if we don't have those 10 steals, and that means Kansas isn't playing the best. So if we don't have those 10 steals with those 21 points, then where does those 21 points come from?
Yeah.
That's, for Lawrence, you wonder.
That's the makeup of our team, though, too. It's always been you turn defense into offense.
Yeah, but as the makeup of the team as a whole, what I'm saying, like when you're facing Kansas again in Kansas, we're about to go up 10 now. Now we're up 10. So if Kansas play better in Kansas and don't have 10 turnovers that turn it to 21 points, what does the score look like? Because Kansas isn't playing bad. They're just not playing as good as we are. What is offensive foul?
All right, here we go. Oh, no. How did you see him open? That's Tamin Lipsey. He's got eyes that just finds the open guy. I wish Jackson would have finished there, but that was a great pass by Lipsey.
Did he foul out? Did Adams foul out? I was on Dickinson.
Here we got a viewer saying, love to see Watson stepping up on defense. Andrew Larson, I completely agree with you on that. It's been fun watching him play and Watson back. I mean, he's not seeing hardly any minutes the entire season. I think this is the only time I've seen him play. First game of the year against Kansas of all teams. And Watson has, trying to see his stat line. I can't see how many minutes he's played, but he's played solid. I love his energy. He's sort of that wiry down low post that just
bouncy.
Yeah. It's not making it easy. So 12-point lead. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the largest lead of the night for the Cyclones.
Yeah, I think we've been at 10. This
made free throw and
Watson
there with the rebound. So what's that make them? What, 3 out of 8 on free throws for the Jayhawks?
I know when Bill get that stat sheet.
I think Keyshawn's forcing that.
Yeah. That's over penetration.
I think I'd be a little bit smarter when you're up 11.
Well, I think being up 11 is why he's forcing. It's a little cushion, try to get in the rhythm,
Oh. Yeah, missed. So for those of you who have just joined us, we have been online for almost an hour and 45 minutes on our first live podcast as we sit and comment and watch the men's basketball game between the Cyclones and the Jayhawks in Hilton Coliseum. Cyclones are up 57-50 with about 5:50 left in this ball game. And the legend Marcus Fizer and I are watching, commenting, hearing from viewers. We're hoping that you're enjoying yourself watching this game and drinking your Revelton Distilling Company as you are perhaps on your other computer searching online with Dan Douglas and Green Beret Realty, perhaps looking for new homes that you can start thinking about for the summer months. Boy, summer here. Well, I talked before, Marcus, that it was closer to 20. I think it's supposed to be mid 40s by the end of the week. And then we jump back into the mid to low 20s over the weekend.
Yeah. The high today was 61, 62. In and out.
No.
Ah!
Foul. No. Is that Chatfield? You know, you talked about it. This is your fault because you talked about if you could teach players one thing, it would be the pump fake and then take it back up. And that's exactly what happened on that sequence. I'm blaming you on that one. Yeah, missed free throw again for the Jayhawks.
That's pushing it back. Are you serious?
Step back three, miss. Okay. No,
Sure.
no. Offensive. Got to get that defensive rebound. They're just.
They got to be out rebounding us. That's going in. Another one.
Jefferson with the rebound. We just got to slow down, run the offense here. I love the run and gun, but I want to score here. We be smart. There's a foul.
I don't know who that Griffin kid is, but his soles was high off the ground on that block.
So surprisingly, we are out rebounding the Jayhawks 36-32. As I look at the live stats on ESPN.
Come on.
There's our guy, Momcilovic. If you aren't just getting caught up, it was reported earlier today that Milan has I think a broken bone in his offhand and is out for an indefinite period of time, which speculation it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. Hopefully it's closer to 4 weeks. Can certainly use our number one three-point shooter back into the lineup. But that's opened up some opportunity. We've not seen Heisey as much as I think that I expected to see. We're seeing a lot more Demarion Watson. It's good to see him back in the lineup. And
he bailed out of it. Did he hurt it in practice or in the game?
Practice yesterday. I think there's some speculation on what Saturday Texas Tech game. He didn't play late in that overtime game, and Heisey did. I don't think it was an injury then. I think that was just more of a, hey, I need the defensive player in that late in the game. So Heisey played a little bit more in that overtime. So Andrew is on Facebook asking, how many offensive rebounds does KU have?
About 47. Seemed like. I know I just saw about 4 in a row.
They have officially in the books, they've got 9 offensive rebounds. Cyclones have 12 offensive rebounds, and there's another one by Deshaun Jackson and Lipsy. Big three-point shot. Cyclones go up 9 with 4:10 left in the game. Looks like Bill Self has seen enough and is calling for a timeout. Boy, that was a huge. Tipsy has not been as solid on the three-point shooting. He's struggled at times this season, and that was as big of a three-point shot as.
Yeah, but you give me that shot wide open, I'm knocking it down. I mean that. You let me count the seams, rotate the seams. Why young
You know,
Phillip will knock that down?
Are you sure about that? I'm going to call BS. Were you that good
Oh
of
no,
a? Was your
I didn't shoot a lot until my junior year. My junior year, Coach Stacy wanted me to shoot a lot more. In the pros, in the NBA and overseas, I shot a ton more. Like a lot of people didn't think I even shot as well as I shot from as far. I never really had to. I mean, I had 3-point shooters all around me in college, and I was a bruiser down low, so it wasn't like a thing of that. My junior year, I shot more than I probably ever shot in my career. But that wide open, I'm definitely taking it.
I'm pulling it up in 97 games. You shot. You want to take a guess?
How many total? I have no clue.
What was your shooting percentage from three?
No clue. I don't even know my 2-point shooting percentage in that season.
Well, yeah, 29% from three. Looks like over 97 games. So that's your Iowa State career. 29.
Yeah, I would say majority of those were in my junior year.
So were you getting feedback like from the NBA and Coach Stacy, hey, Marcus, if you want to make it the next level and have success, you got to shoot it from outside. Is that feedback that you got on a regular basis, or
well, no? I mean, it's different time, different era to where, the power forwards and the bigs and stuff were valued way more than what they are now. Like, if it was this era now, then there would have been a ton of that was being said. No, it was just like in different situations, different scenarios. I mean, we had Kentrell Horton that can post, and so if we're dropping it low to him, and I'm on the other side, I'm at the top of the key, and there, you have to double him as well. I mean, he was shorter than me down there on the post. You weren't gonna stop him on the post either. So if they doubled him, and I'm standing there wide open up top, Larry just told me to start shooting it. He see me, shooting games and practice and stuff like that. I pretty much more times than not listen to what the coaching staff and everybody wanted. In practice we do things that you won't normally do in the game, because if it's different than the game scheme, then it's just practice. So once you started telling me to shoot it, I just started shooting it more. But that don't make you a 3-point shooter. I can make the shot. Yeah. I just wasn't a 3-point shooter.
I remember Cantrell, because he was physically just those broad shoulders. Mm-hmm. You're right. You could post him on the block and he was eating up whoever was trying to defend him, because usually he's bringing down another guard. And mm-hmm. I remember that. So I'm looking at your NBA stats. Your last year at the Pelicans, believe it or not, you were 100% 3-point shooter.
I don't even remember shooting them with the Pelicans.
Well, according to the website, well, that's all it takes to be 100%.
Yeah. Who is somebody in the NBA that only got like 1 for 1 from the 3-point line? Oh, it was Eddie Curry. I think Eddie Curry was like 3 for 3 in his career in the NBA. And he always said he was 100%.
So I was a huge Laker fan, still am. Not so much now. The NBA is just a different game than when I was growing up. But I remember Kareem. I think it was the NBA Finals against the Celtics in one of his later seasons, and he shot a 3-point shot from downtown. It was I think it was one of the only. He did. He had the old goggles on. By that time, his hair was long gone, and it was cool to see him. And he just raised the one finger up and and walked down the court. At 40, whatever he was at that time, he wasn't running anymore. he was walking.
Who is this kid? Ooh. That hurt. Curtis, he's being tough right now, but that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, there's Cyclone Jim
Oh, look
Carrey.
at that guy. That's what they call him?
Yeah, he's a super fan. I was it last season against Kansas State, Jerome Tang. He was taunting him doing this
Ah,
and became a meme. I follow him on Twitter. He's a good read. He's very knowledgeable. He's a Cyclone fanatic. He's at every game. I remember when I was up there for that 25th anniversary game, and I sat right across from him.
what's
he's
his
a
Twitter
fan.
handle?
Cyclone Jim Carrey.
Just all together like that?
I think so. So now it's 62-53 with that Jackson made free throw. How nice is that? And we talk about this every game, but doggone it, having bigs that can score from the free throw line. Well, then he misses. I should not have said that until after he made the second shot.
Yeah, I think Josh have missed 3 this game. Like he was in the 90s at one time, and I think he's now. It showed beginning of this game is 83%. If he's missed 3 or 4 this game, that's probably then dipped into the 70s. I found him.
Oh, nice pass. You got to finish that drive. Foul bails us out a little bit there. Take it. I was watching when we were at the women's game last night. We weren't really finishing. Audie was struggling down low early in the game, and I think she made up for it more in the second half. But a lot of bunnies that were missed in that women's game. Probably would have been a bigger blowout if she'd been able to make those. Okay. I won't say, but the president made the first free throw, and I won't comment further on free throws. Well, Deshaun Jackson. Have you not heard that? Jackson and Jefferson are presidents.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, there's Cyclone Jim Carrey.
Hey.
I love it.
I
wonder what his Twitter handle was before he became famous. If he changed the name of it to Cyclone Jim Carrey, or he already kind of recognized that, yeah, we do look alike. Oh. Chatfield, I love the defensive prowess that he has on those rebounds. Look at that. So up 9, 2:25 left. Boy, if you're Kansas, aren't you? Is it too early to foul? There they go.
It's too early. It's too early to foul.
You're down 9. You need the ball. I mean, if you let 30-second possessions, you don't have many possessions left. So this game looks like it's going to come down to free throw shooting.
Whew.
Looks like both teams are in the bonus, so we're going to be shooting a lot of free throws coming down the stretch here. Which, if I'm Bill Self, I'm a little concerned because they haven't been able to make many free throws tonight. Looks like they're 4 for 11. 4 for 11, 36% from the line.
Wow.
Ouch. Hey, look at that. Consecutive weeks in the top 10. Iowa State leading the way with 18. Number 2 team in the nation.
How is Auburn 10?
Well, this year we would have been in the top last season?
Okay. I thought they were from this season.
Oh, nice pass. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's my kid upstairs yelling. Come on. Cyclones up 11 with just under 2 minutes. Oh, Chatfield, way to step up there. Coming to, oh, here we go. This is Cyclone basketball. There we go. Great pass by Curtis Jones.
Oh.
Chatfield coming down, and the dunk. Now up by 13 with the buck 43. We see our friend Conrad Howley, the CEO, the man that's on the Green Beret Realty commercials for Three Beards Media. And Bill Self has to call a timeout there. Look at that.
Up 13. Now we can relax. 143. I love you. I love
I feel good. I don't know that I'm relaxed yet, but
I'm relaxed.
Good.
143 up 13. We lose this one, I would drive to Ames.
You're calling it then. You're ready to call it tonight.
Yeah, I can call it now. Up 13. If we're up 7 or 6 or 8 or something like that, it'd be 13 is a little different comfort.
So I'm getting a message that they just juicy wiggled at the stadium. So maybe they're calling it the game up in Ames. See me when they're calling for Sweet Caroline. Then we know it's officially over.
ESPN need to do better in getting the crowd when they get into the juicy wiggle.
Yeah.
Stop disrespecting.
Although we've got to be the only stadium that's juicy wiggle, right? I mean, I can't see that I can't say that I've seen it elsewhere yet.
I need to get one of those headbands with the hair when I come back to the game.
Hey, you graduate this May, I'll buy you one and you can wear it across the stadium or across the concourse.
Got to give me an Iowa State tie. Man, I like the way young Phillip responded to this game, though. Especially not starting.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's that kind of effort that we're going to need the rest of the season. You know, between Jackson and Watson, you can't help but not be impressed by their effort this game. Watson hasn't played all season, and he really has stepped up. And he's never been one that's you're gonna see him at scoring 20 points, but it's the intangibles that he provides on the defensive end. All right, Curtis Jones there with
man, these kids' hairstyle.
So we're at $1:25 left in this game, and those are Curtis Jones' first points of the second half.
This ball game.
Marcus is calling it.
Travel. We live with that.
So up 15 with a minute left in Hilton. And this is where Coach Bill Self really says, okay, guys, we're
right.
Oh, he may oh woo. Okay, now I'm over. The game's over. We're 18. Look at Jackson. That was a
logo Kurt.
That was a Jake Sullivan three. Boy, this team, this is fun to watch.
Yes, it is. It's like whatever weakness that we display, whatever, we have the ability to address it and, play more sound the next game. Man, it's crazy to think that tip in against Auburn is the only thing that you can say as a blemish, but to be sitting 15-0 and number one in the nation would have sounded extremely extremely sexy. But we would take number 2. Coach Barnes got Tennessee playing well. Like he's always been a good coach. He always had great teams down in Texas. And it took a couple years, but he got them guys playing well. And to be in the top 5, to be number 2 behind them, Auburn, it's not bad at all.
And again, we have to be impressed. We're talking about a team that lost their best three-point shooter just prior to this game, last night's practice. TJ's got to adjust on the fly. Now, granted, we've got some experience because we've got so many different lineup combinations that he's already played with. And so to be in a situation where you lose your outside threat like that and to come back and just completely dominate the Jayhawks, just an overall impressive game here by the Cyclones. Final score, 74-57. Number 2, Iowa State moves on again. Marcus, thoughts? It's probably time for us to wrap up this show. We've given Chris Shipley 2+ hours worth of content to have to go through. I believe we've kept ourselves clean. We've not shown any video. We've commented on it in live format, our first time at doing so, but I think we're not violated any laws in terms of broadcasting.
No HIPAA laws. Everybody say, this is against my HIPAA law.
Not HIPAA.
But
this is not a HIPAA.
Fun game. We expected them to come out and play well at the Hilton. The magic there. Show real promise with Milan being out of what we can continuously do. We pick up this big win against Kansas and build on for the next game. Who we got next?
The next game is Saturday against West Virginia at West Virginia. So the Mountaineers have been playing pretty tough under new coach Darren DeVries, who came from Drake, and they've really been a Cinderella, surprise team in the Big 12 Conference. 3-1 in conference play, 12-3 overall. They've had some really some big wins to date that's risen them to prominence. So they've already beaten Arizona once. That's something that I think it was considered an out of conference game in one of those holiday tournaments. But they too have beaten Kansas, beaten them by 1. I'm seeing here that Kansas came back and actually beat them last week, 75-50. They're playing Houston right now. I'm trying to see what that score is here before we log off for the night. And it looks like Houston is up early in the second half against West Virginia, playing down in Houston. Cougars leading 43-35. Obviously, by the time that if you're downloading and listening 2 hours worth of our podcast, good job out of you. If you're still watching on YouTube, thank you very much. But Saturday is the next game against Iowa State. It looks like it's going to be a 4:00 tip. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to be back for that, or at least in the situation. It looks like it's an ESPN Plus game against the Mountaineers, but should be a good game. Marcus, this has been a lot of fun. Being able to sit here and actually see you and comment on the game live versus via text message.
Toned down version.
Toned down, that's right. Brent, we will see you back here next week, hopefully. Certainly understand the situation and taking your son down, Malachi, down to Kansas, getting him set up for his first semester as a Jayhawk in preparation for the football season. And everybody else, again, thank you very much for joining us for this first edition, our first live podcast, watching a basketball game. If you've not already, Revelton Distilling Company in Osceola, Chris Shipley and Old Man Strength is going to be down there on Friday night. I'm going to try to get down there as well. Jason Norton is going to be on their live podcast, and check out Revelton. They're going to have a lot of if you're looking for some of this great mulberry gin and haven't had a chance to pick it up, I guarantee you it's going to be down there, along with all of their great products and some swag as well. And who knows, maybe they'll be giving out some free prizes for those that are attending as well. Should be a lot of fun. And Marcus, we will see you next week for another edition of In the Side of the Storm. Thanks, everyone. Go Cyclones.